Oh, well, got my coffee in my hand, got my Star Wars pants on. It must be coffee with Scruff. So, what's that got to do with trading, I hear you say? Nothing. It's just I'm a big overgrown child and I like to have a coffee and I love my Star Wars figures. Happy days. Let's roll the intro and then we'll have a coffee with Scruff.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. First time here, I'm the big fella Scruff, and what we're going to do is have a little chat about what's been going on. Well, actually, not a lot in fairness. It's the week between Christmas and New Year, and it's a time for reflection. Now, the good thing about reflection is not only can you see where you've gone wrong, you can also see where you've gone right. And that's kind of the crux of today, because I think there'll be a lot of people at this moment in time feeling the pinch of the cost of living crisis and one thing and another, and they'll be looking for new ways to maybe tighten their belt and earn a few quid at the same time. And that attracts people to trading. Now, the problem with this is it's kind of twofold. You'll have those that are desperate for cash and they're already on the road to ruin, because this is not a get quick rich.
What?
It genuinely isn't. And I genuinely don't watch any other traders or anything like that. I do this for a living. I know what I'm doing. And I make a good wage from it. But the key word there is wage. And the reason I don't watch other YouTubers, and I genuinely mean I don't watch any, is because I don't want to be jaded in my thoughts. You know, I do see the adverts that come on the front of my videos, and a lot of the time I want to sort of put my foot through the telly when they make outrageous statements like, "Yeah, every one of my clients has passed FTMO." Fuck no. God's sake. There is no way there's 100% accuracy rate in this industry. No way. I've got a good one. I'm high 80s on my hit rate, but I have to control my losses as well. But to state that you got 100% hit rate,
Fuck no!
it's just not happening, because I've spoke with hundreds of people over the years, maybe even thousands. And trust me, there's only a handful make it. Now, there's a few that have potential to make it. They genuinely do. But they fall for this guff of, I've got 100%. Oh, look at this wonderful £32,000.
You serious?
It's pie in the sky. All right. Firstly, you've got to be realistic with your expectation. If you see something that's 32,000, fine. But look at the size. If it's at 200 lots, that's only 16 pips. Now, the reality of that is actually correct. And in fairness, the guy knows his onions and he's been around the industry a long time. The numbers are unrealistic, is the problem. But the 16 pip goal is bang on. You know, as a day trader, if you're looking at sort of say a minimum target, and I stress minimum of 10 pips, maybe 7 or 8, based on an ATR, and then you look for an upper target. Now, at 16 pips, if your basic was 10, that's actually very good. It's incredibly good, because it's what the market is willing to give you. You know, if you go into the market swinging at the fences all the time, thinking you're going to get 100 and 200 pip moves, you're in la la land, absolute cuckoo land, unless you're swing trading. But as a day trader, 15, 20 pips per trade is probably about right. Because if you watch the waves of the market, that's what it will give you safely. Now, this next side to that is how you control the downside. Personally, I do it through kind of a dollar cost averaging, if you want to call it that. It's called Nickname Madness by the Scruffy Squad. And I'll touch with the Scruffy Squad in a second because it's all part and parcel of the planning. It's not as complicated as you think, but what it is, it's capitalizing on the fact that I know I get into the markets a little early and the market always pulls against me. So I just break up my position to capitalize on that. Now, sometimes it just runs for me straight away. So what? Just meant I nailed it on that occasion. But 70% of the time I don't. So therefore it works. Now this comes from documentation. So what's documentation got to do with all of this, and why are we going down this rabbit hole? Well, it's Coffee with Scruff, and it's just my thoughts. And these are some of the reflections that I'm coming to from watching the chitter chatter on the Discord and sort of the Twitter feeds that I have. And it's always, show me the money. Show me how to get in. I'll be all right. In fact, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they just said, show me how to work a direction out and I'll be fine. No, you won't. Not in the slightest.
No way.
It is true. If you get the direction right, it'll forgive a bad entry. Then overlay madness onto that idea and then you'll capitalize on the pullback, and then you just got to hold it to target. That bit is correct. But what about your position size? What if you can't split your position up? What if you can't mark a chart up? What if you actually don't know what you're looking for in the first place? Then your direction means absolutely sod up. Nothing. Right? But then there's direction and there's direction. There are actually 3 trends to the market. Most people think there is one. The market's under 200, I'm just going to sell it. Right? What if it's at the bell curve of that 200 range? Then it's actually going the opposite direction to what you think.
Out of the frying pan.
And into the fire.
So there are moves within moves. You have a deep trend, you have a mid trend, and you have the now trend. 3. You need to know how they actually operate in relation to each other. If the market is trending in a single direction, all 3 are going to run in the same way. Fantastic. Ride it as long as you can. But again, go back to documentation. The markets only trend 30% of the time. The rest of the time, they're in some form of a loose range. So now you're caught. Well, which trend do I pick? Do I pick the deep? Do I pick the mid? Do I pick the now? These are the elements that make successful traders. And it's also what will make you money.
Isn't that logical?
If you put the money in first, you've already failed. You've failed before you start. You have to follow the process. And if you don't follow the process, you're gambling. And if you're gambling, you fail. Is this not right? Maybe it's not. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's have me coffee. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee and he's choking. So, put that there. I can do with another top up, I tell you, because I'm going through coffee at a rate of knots in a minute. So what am I doing? Well, I'm going to show you something. Let me just flick this over. I'll come back to this in just a second. I actually want to show you the Discord and a poll that I put on. This is from my YouTube channel, what you've stumbled on today. Do subscribe, it does motivate me to do more. I kind of asked what you guys want from the channel in the coming year, because ultimately this is a hobby for me. I do it because I love it. I recently closed down the Telegram group because I didn't love it anymore.
No!
I only do things that I enjoy. And that's another crux with trading. If you don't enjoy it and you find it stressful, go fishing. Trading is incredibly stressful and it's normally money related. So what we're doing with the Discord is taking that away, and I'll explain that in a second. But what this poll is showing you, a lot of people kind of like to see my wage account, which you see me trade day in, day out. But there seems to be quite an interest in growing a small personal account and a prop account. Now, I do a lot of prop. The company of choice is the 5%ers. And if you're interested, there is a link for it in the comments, and you get 5% off if you want to go try it for yourself. But the other one is we're going to grow a small personal account. Now, they watched me do it last year, and if you're looking at the Vanguard updates, I'm only going to do that once a month based on this poll. All of the money that you see in there has come from a small account and a prop. So it's currently just shy of, I think it's just shy of $6,000. Give us a sec. In fact, I'll show you. Just a sec. Let me, oh no, talking to showing me things. Oh, are you going to show me something?
You have caused confusion and delay, and terrible trouble to my trousers.
Go on. Shows you bits. She's sexy, you know. She's a naughty girl.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, she's not that naughty. Look at her, she's got her pajamas on. She hasn't got a gold bikini on. This ain't good.
It's too cold for a bikini.
Yeah, it's a perfect reason for you to have a bikini on. Let's be honest, your attributes stick out at the best of times. Say. Right, let's have a wee look. Sorry, I'm going to have a moment.
Well, hello. Ding dong.
Right, let me pull this Vanguard in. You've watched me build this. I'm only going to update it once a month. I've split it into two portfolios now. It's in kind of a little pension pot and a tax-free ISA. And the reason why I'm using the pension pot is I get tax relief off that. So I'm putting little bits of money into there as well. And it's growing quite well. You know, we started with 118 quid 5th of December last year. And we're up to 5,000, well, just shy of $6,000. That'll be $6,000 come the end of January. I don't think that's a bad return. Okay. My first 10 grand took me 18 months to build. So I'm actually on track to repeat that. And if you just drop down here, you'll see your investments and you'll see how that things are put in. Oh, well, a little bit of cash. Oh, excellent. I'll invest that into something. But that's how this all works. Brilliant. Okay. So that's the ISA and Vanguard. I'll touch on this once a month. So get rid of that. Now, the small account and the prop are both MT5 accounts. Okay. And if I flick onto the Discord, and if you've never seen the Discord, it's where the Scruffy squad live. And it's built on, well, there's a huge video library here, which includes where the Scruff, the way that I trade. So if you're a Rogue Plus, you get this, and it's an ongoing set of modules. Everything you need is here. Everything. How to trade, how to enter, how to manage your trade, the strategies that I use, you name it, it is there. But it's not based on the strategy. It's based on everything. So everything you need is there, and it's not for sale. It's made purely for these guys. Okay, and there is 2,800 videos now on the YouTube channel, with a good 800 of them just for the squad. Now, what we've decided to do is, because we are looking to trade, and they're all starting to get used to it now. Okay, we're going to put 200 quid into a Black Bull account, or at least most of us are. You can still follow along with your own account, but we chose Black Bull because it has leverage, 500 to 1, all the assets that we need, but more importantly, it can trade micro lots. So we can trade like 10p a pip on many, many assets. So money's not in the equation. So this takes us back to what I was saying. You have to follow the process and build it gently. But we're going to work it on the sort of 5-3-1 rule. Now, if you're unaware what that is, it's 5 assets, 3 strategies, once a day. or at the same time per day. Now, how you trade, that's up to you. You might trade 7 o'clock every day, every night, but you would still only look at the same set of assets. Your 3 strategies, the 3 that I'll be using is the river, which is my swing trades, golden eye, which is my bread and butter. I do that all the time. And if I decide to do a bit of scalping, it'll be the push. So 3 strategies. And it's all here. Now, at the moment, the chosen assets are cable, oil, DAX, euro, dollar, and gold. So it's a good spread. I would like to see something more for the Asian session. But with that said, because we'll be trading a gold pair and oil, they're world drivers. They'll run 24 hours a day. So even if I decide to trade at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll be able to find something with them. The DAX runs pretty much throughout the day as a good indices. And then the 2 currencies, well, they're pretty stable. But it's democratic, it's a vote, and we'll go with what the majority is. Because if you check where mine is, that's my votes. They are not in line with what this is. Okay? So I'll go with the majority. So why are we doing this? What's the reason behind it? Well, first thing is, I said I'd come back to this. The reason why we're looking at this, and if you just look at it, it's a Black Bull hedge account, is what we're going in. I've already put my money in, ready for the 8th when we start, 200 quid, and it hasn't been traded. So it's a new account, ready to rock and roll. It's MT5. Now, MT5 is the same as what the prop industry is running as well on the fivers, which is our prop of choice. And it's the only prop that I give any attention to because it's a company that I trust. And if you want to try it, drop in the comments. You'll see there's a link to them with a little discount code, give you 5% off. I've never had an issue with them, not once, from the day I started with them 2 years ago. But it's a slow grind. You're still building small accounts because when you're trading prop, the account size means nothing. It's the drawdown that's important. So you see somebody banging on about that sort of 200 grand account or that 2 million account, depending on what they've got. It means fuck up. That's just buying power. You know, the drawdown is the account. So the account and the drawdown can drive your position size. So what position size would I be using with something like this? Well, I've just shown you it's 200 quid. That is there. There's a very simple formula. It's 10p per 100 or a pound 1,000. So my maximum position size on this would be 20p. So if I'm using madness, going back to what we said earlier on, and I said you can't, sometimes you haven't got the buying power to put extra positions on, that means I can only divide my position by 2. So I'll enter a 10p and then I'll stage it back and I'll enter another 10p. And then I'll build that up to 300 quid and then I'll be able to put 3 positions in. So it's all about compounding. And then when I'm done, what I will do is I will put a thing in here just to keep track of it. Now, one of the beauties with MT5, and again, drop in the comments if you want to see how this is set up. I'll do a video of how you set MT5 up, how you make a template, and how you make a profile. And then that way, everybody's on the same hymn sheet. I'll be making this and I'll give it to the guys in the squad because you can do it through your data files. So you just open up your data file and then just copy the MQL5, give them that file, and their settings will be identical to my settings because we'll all be on the same broker. So why are we doing this? What's it got to do with a slice of bread? It's really just to show the way. Now, I don't want to ramble on too much. What I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to break up my videos. I'm going to keep the trades relatively tight. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. That's the result. And then my mindset, like what's running through my head, I'll break that off into another video. Unless you tell me you want them together. Personally, I like them together. I like long form videos. But sometimes I can be on the camera for over an hour, easily. I may start going back to doing trading clinics, live stream, but it all depends. It's effort deserves reward. Put the effort in, I'll do it. But if there's no interest, I won't. Because time is money. So if time is money, where are we going with this? It's actually to give you more time for yourself. I may not be a millionaire anymore. I really not. You know, I live a good life. You know, and rich to one person is not rich to somebody else. What's rich to me is my time. I want it back. I want my time back. So trading does give me that. And before I started doing YouTube and things, I had all the time in the world. Brilliant. I look to earn, I'm honest about my salaries and one thing or another, 200 to 300 quid a day. I'm more than happy. And it gives me a good salary. Now, what you got to remember is I have no mortgage. You saw me build up a prop fund that bought this house, and I bought it outright, cash. And then you've seen me do it up. I've spent a fortune doing it up. And it was all paid for as we go. I've got no debt, zero debt. So when I make a couple hundred quid, it's mine. You know, I've only got to pay the gas and electric and go to the pub. That's it. Was that not a good life? But did I do it overnight, as the world says you will do? And, you know, you often see the adverts, quit your job in 90 days.
Oh, make it stop!
Really? It's not happening, guys. Not off 200 quid, it's not. And this test is going to prove it. But what it is going to prove is how to show a way. Because you have to follow the process. You can't buy your way out of trouble with a small account. You've got to be patient and you've got to work at it. And 5 products, that'll pull focus. Because you look at the 5, you choose the one that you think's best for the day, and you stick with it. Then you decide how you're going to trade that. Is it going to run overnight? Yes. Then I need to be looking at the swing strategy. Have I got time to sit on it for the next 4 or 5 hours? Yes. Then it's my day strategy. Am I just going to play at it and just have maybe an hour? Then that's your scalping strategy. So that's your 5 products, your 3 strategies. And then the time of day, well, that depends on your lifestyle. If you work, to either do it before you go to work or you do it after you go to work. Or if you're like me, I'll just do it as per a session. I'll do maybe the morning session of London. And that'll suit me down to the ground. So it's all about preparation and planning. And if you take anything away from this video, it is prep and planning. And if you've come to the video just looking for a way to get into the markets and quick money, take my advice and give up.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not happening for you. And it never will. And you can come back to this in a year's time. In fact, do that. Go look for your quick money. And come back to me in a year's time and tell me whether you found it. I'll be amazed if I get a message saying they have. It took me years. I've been in this industry 19 years now. Might be coming on, let's see, I'm 54 on my next birthday. So, no, it's 19 years. 35 when I first started getting heavily into trading. So it's another year and it's 20 years in the industry. But my path to the industry was not your path. It was my job. And my job is completely different to day trading. Or it was, because I was forward purchasing and we were planning months in advance. So all these little pullbacks and everything that you sort of capitalize on the day, that wasn't even thought of. That I had to learn. And that started for me, well, let's have a look. So where are we at? 24 we coming on, 7 years ago. My company closed. I needed an income, but I already had the skill set. Remember that. I had the skill set. and it was 7 years ago, and I am not a millionaire. So think about this logically. It takes money to make money. I've got a good size account now, but it's still not millionaire account. Time is the moral of the story. Take your time. Be happy with what you got, not what you wish for. And if you're happy with what you've got, you look at the markets calm. Always be at peace when you go to the market. And that means know how much it costs you if you're wrong. And if you know how much it costs when you're wrong, you'll be at peace. And if you're at peace, you'll make the right decision. The right decision will make you money. The money will compound. And that compounding will give you the one thing you want, which is freedom. Just the thoughts of a bald fella having a cup of coffee about trading. Cherish your thoughts. Drop them in the comments. If you need advice, I'm very easy found. Just ask and I'll help you. You know, but don't send sweeping statements. I've started trading. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do? That means fuck all to me. I don't know whether you want to be scalper, whether you want to be long term, what kind of job you have. Nothing. If you come to me and say, I work, I can only trade X amount of times, I've tried such and such a strategy, blah, 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 I can polish the edges. But if you just say, show me what to do, you've failed. And that's the moral of the story. You know, if you're looking for somebody just to do it for you, you're wasting your time. You have to do it. Because there's only you can press the button. Want the right answer? Ask the right question. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.